Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. I am super excited to announce that the NES Omnibus Volume 2, M through Z, is now fully available. I've got plenty of copies. Now, why do I say fully available? That's because I had some bumps along the road trying to get this book out to you guys. Now, the writing of the book was smooth, and I've got a lot of great contributing writers who I'll talk about a little bit, but I had some bumps along the way logistically. A lot of it had to do with the pandemic. There were shipping problems. There were miscommunications with the printer as far as the publisher to the printer goes. I will tell you that in a little bit, but I want to talk about the book first. And stay tuned to the end of this video if you haven't seen it, because there's a really cool, slick commercial for the book. So what is it about? The NES Omnibus Volume 2, M through Z. Big, thick, hardcover book, hulking monster. You could beat someone to death with it, although I don't recommend that at all. I just recommend that you read it or just have it out in your game room for people to come over and they check it out. When you're playing a game and you're doing two-player and they're waiting your turn, if they get sick of watching you, they can check out this book. Really cool book, and I say that because it's got amazing contributing writers. Now, I did the write-ups for each game, like, the game synopsis / capsule review. I did that for each game, and that was fun. I love me some NES, but I had contributing authors lend their incredible talents to this project by writing nostalgic stories about half of the games. And these aren't just any contributing writers, these are industry folks, people that are authors, popular YouTubers, programmers, developers for the, just in the game industry, people that have some professional involvement with the video game industry, contributed awesome stories, just nostalgic stories, growing up playing the games, programming the games, just interesting experiences they had with the games, some history of the games, some review material, just amazing. So I want to give you guys just an idea of some of the names, some of the people who contributed to this book, amazing content creators like Chris Boers, the Irate Gamer, real popular YouTuber. He wrote some great nostalgic stories for the book. We're looking at Ken Horowitz, an expert on the Sega Genesis, which he really brings an interesting perspective to this, writing about NES games. The popular YouTuber John Lester, Gamester81, great guy, good friend of mine. Christopher Pico, the old-ass retro gamer, he's a filmmaker. He's got an amazing story in this book that you guys have got to read. Unbelievable. Shane Stein, the executive producer of Adventures in Game Chasing, the movie that was called the Game Chasers movie. Historian Michael Thomason, who once owned the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest game collection, and he's a professor. Amazing. Patrick Hickey Jr. is another professor. He's the author of the Minds Behind the Game series, and just on and on and on. Some amazing, talented people. The Eric Perez, 8-Bit Eric, contributed stories to this book. Check it out, and again, hang on to the end of this video where you'll get a better look, at some of the pages. And guys, the books, the 2-volume set focuses on the NES and, North American releases, but in appendices at the back of Volume 2 here, it's got things like PAL exclusive games. Pretty cool, huh? HES exclusive NES games. Pretty awesome, huh? So in addition to the US releases, you've got foreign releases, and you've got quotes from magazines, vintage magazines. I spent hours and hours and hours, just a ridiculous amount of time, looking through old magazines for my collection, looking up PDFs online, looking up, just all these magazine quotes from back in the day. Magazines, from the late 80s and into the 90s, reviews of these games, and pulling out the best quotes I could find to give you guys a balanced perspective on each game, so it's not just my opinion. Dissenting views, views that sort of, were similar to mine a little bit, reviewers that agreed in some respects and that didn't agree in some respects. I thought that was fascinating. I love reading reviews. After I play a game and write my review, I like to check out other reviews because it's super interesting to see what other people think of games. I quoted some YouTubers, I quoted some websites, some respectable websites, their reviews, so you guys would get an overall look at each game, just a well-balanced look at each game, so it's not all my opinion. And these amazing nostalgic stories and history, just awesome. I think you guys are going to love this book, and I will put links in the description to this video how you can get a signed copy direct from me, along with all my other books. And the book is now available on Amazon. And like I told you guys, that there have been struggles getting this to market. For starters, it was delayed because of the pandemic. I had the manuscript completely turned in, completely finished. I had all the images completed. I had everything ready to go, and the book was ready to go. I mean, they even sent me my preview copy, my advanced copy, but shipping delays because of the pandemic. Signed copies are available direct from me now. I will put a link in this video to my Square site, or you can pay PayPal if you want to send me a message on Facebook to Brett Weiss Words, to my Facebook page. You can contact me if you would rather pay PayPal than a credit card or whatever. But anyway, you can order signed copies of this and all my other books direct from me, and I usually put in something a little extra for you guys. Now, speaking of something extra, another problem I had with this book for my Kickstarter backers, those of you who back the book on the highest level, the signed numbered limited edition, I've been waiting on book plates, and that was delayed for some reason, some problem with the printer. And when they finally did send me these, they were small and they were just these little stickers, but I finally got the real deal. These sort of had a vinyl feel to them. I will sign these guys and get these right out. I've already sent out a big shipment, and I'm getting ready to send out another shipment. By the time you guys watch this video, probably all the books will be in the mail on the way to you guys, and I'm so sorry about this. I hate that the Kickstarter backers at the highest level are getting their books last in a lot of cases, because, I mean, you didn't bargain for that. You didn't bargain for backing the book at the highest level and getting it last. But I had to wait till the book plates, the correct book plates came in to get these out to you guys, because I wanted, I wanted the best for you guys. And I also included an Old School Gamer magazine, a recent issue for you guys that backed at the highest level. That was mentioned in the Kickstarter, so you will be receiving that as well. Pretty awesome. Thank you so much for your patience. You guys have been awesome. I've gotten a lot of great messages. Say, hey, do what you need to do. The book will get here when it gets here. And I did send a PDF. Thank you to Schiffer Publishing. They provided a PDF for me that I could send out to you guys while you waited. To everyone that backed the book on the pre-order or Kickstarter level, you guys had the opportunity to get a PDF of the book while you waited. Another problem I had was, now this wasn't the publisher's fault. This was the shipping, I don't want to blame it on a particular shipping company, but when I got some of my books here, several boxes were fine, but several were just beat all to high holy hell. There were boxes that were ripped open. There would be like 3 books in a gigantic box. There would be boxes with no packing material. There would be book boxes that were packed very well. This wasn't the fault of the publisher. Somehow in transit, these boxes got damaged, and at the shipping company, they would just rebox it into random boxes. Anyway, getting a little deep dive here, a little behind the scenes information. But anyway, it's been a struggle. It's been much different than the NES Omnibus Volume 1 that went without a hitch. I got close to 300 copies of the book, and they were all in just excellent condition. Schiffer did replace the damaged copies, so thank you so much, Schiffer. So I'm sending out excellent copies of these books to you guys. Again, I'm making sure I'm sending out the best copies of the books, the ones that are in excellent condition. I'm donating the damaged books to libraries and things like that, throwing away some of the ones that are just damaged beyond repair. But I'm, this project has been very important to me, and I'm so glad I'm to the point where I'm about to be finished with it, as far as this, my game room being turned upside down and having stacks of books everywhere and getting these books out to you guys. Very important to me, and I'm so sorry again about the delay, but it's been out of my hands. The manuscript and the images, all that was, well in time, because I worked my butt off on it and had fun doing it. These books are a lot of work, but I have a blast doing it, especially with all these great contributing writers contributing so much awesome stuff. Now, I'd be remiss if I left out Rob McCallum, who wrote the foreword to the book, wrote an awesome foreword, and he's just an incredible talent, filmmaker, and Shane Stein, who I dedicated the book to. Shane Stein is my top patron over on Patreon, and he's been super supportive of my career. He's been a great friend to me as well. Incredible guy. He's also the executive producer of the Game Chasers movie. Pretty awesome, which is called Adventures in Game Chasing Now. You guys know I didn't get a chance to see the movie because I had the COVID. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, hang on and watch this really cool commercial for the video. Feel free to comment if you have received a copy of the NES Omnibus in the mail, if you've gotten it yet. If you could review it for Amazon, that would be super helpful. If you could share it on social media, that would be amazing. Just post a picture of the book or you with the book or a link to the book or whatever. That's amazingly helpful. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for your pre-orders, your Kickstarter support. Thank you for ordering the book now or sometime in the future, whether it's from me or from Amazon. It is helpful to order it direct from me, but if you don't, I totally understand. That's awesome as well. All right, guys, we will talk to you in another video. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and all that jazz. And again, check out this cool commercial for the NES Omnibus Volume 2.